आज चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ ग्लेसियर एक्सप्लोरको लागि तस्मान ग्लेसियर जाँदैछौँ। वेदरले पनि एकदमै साथ दिइरहेछ। अहिले चाहिँ यहाँको दिउँसोको 3 बजेको छ। यहाँबाट करिब 15 मिनटमा पुगिन्छ अनि आधी घन्टा जति हिँड्नुपर्छ। लास्ट इयर पनि गएको हो। लास्ट इयर र यो इयरमा कतिको फरक छ आउने भिडियोमा देखिन्छ। सम्पूर्णलाई चाहिँ हामी देखाउँछौँ।
We do have Lizzie driving the bus for us as well. I am going to be annoying. I'm going to say a few things that you've probably heard upon check-in. I am just here to remind that before we depart. Cool. First things first, the walk is 1.5 kilometers to the lake, 1.5 kilometers back. So we're doing a total of 3 kilometers today. We aim to do this walk in 20 to 25 minutes. If anyone has any issues or concerns, please come and chat to myself or Lizzie, and we can sort out something. Once we're on the track, and if you're struggling to keep up, we can adjust the pace for you. However, if you're still struggling to keep up after we've adjusted the pace, we'll unfortunately have to ask you to go back to the bus to allow the rest of the group to maximize their time out on the water. Cool. All your storage, all your luggage that you brought with you will be going into the storage box down at the lake. So please bring everything off of the bus with you. All bags, handbags, fanny packs, purses do need to go into these storage boxes as they cannot come onto the boat with us, even the little ones. It will be locked while we're out on the water, and then will be unlocked once we get back from our tour. Cool. I do encourage everyone to bring their phones, cameras, and of course water bottles as well. Awesome. The environment that we're heading into is a very dynamic one that we have no control over. And with all outdoor activity, there is always a risk. And today's outdoor activity is water-based. So that means we might end up in the water. That being said, it has not happened in 25 years of operation, but we do just need to be aware of the risk that we are taking today. Oh. Awesome. If anyone does fall in the water or if any other kind of emergency does end up happening, all Glacier Explorer staff that you do see here and at the lake are fully certified and trained to help you in that case of emergency, and that's just acknowledging that with you guys as well. Awesome. So we will be departing in a few minutes, so please buckle up your seatbelts for me. There will be an audio playing about some of the features in the park, and then once we get to the lake, I'll step out. I'll be in the front of the group leading the pace, and Lizzie will be at the back. So again, any issues, please come and chat to us. Or if you just feel like a chat, feel free to chat to us as well. Thanks, guys.
Kia ora, and welcome to Glacier Explorers here in Aoraki Mt.cook National Park. On our journey today, we'll be travelling through this magnificent alpine environment that's the direct result of thousands of years of glacial activity. As we turn right out of the hotel, the large mountain to the left of the bus is Mount Sefton, the third largest in the national park. The huge textured sheets of ice that you can see on the side of Mount Sefton are a series of hanging glaciers. These massive ice sheets are slowly advancing down the side of the mountain. Even if you cannot see Mount Sefton, you can often still hear the hanging glaciers as large portions of ice commonly break off and plummet thunderously into the rocky precipice below. Standing out in the centre of the valley at 3,724 metres is New Zealand's tallest mountain, Aoraki Mt.cook. In clear weather, there is an exceptional view of this iconic mountain, but often this is not the case, as Aoraki Mt.cook is shrouded in cloud 1 out of every 3 days. It's for this reason the Maori name for the mountain is Aoraki, which translates into English as cloud piercer. Please follow the directions of your guides and enjoy your trip. Thank you for coming on Glacier Explorers. Take the voyage, live the journey.
Just take a moment to have a wee look around you for any of your belongings. Again, do take everything that you have out to the lake with you as they do return to the hotel with the previous group. We do have a lot of people that leave hats and phones and things like that on their seats. So please just double check around just to make sure you've got everything. Reminder of the walk, it's 1.5 kilometres. Tatum will be at the front of the group and I'll be at the back. If you do have any issues with the walk, just come and see one of us. And if you can keep your lanyards visible as well, this just helps us keep track of who's on the trip. We do a few counts. Give us 2 seconds, guys. Actually, we'll Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to actually park up a little bit further and then we'll get off the bus.
ल हामी चाहिँ अब गाडीबाट चाहिँ निस्केको छौँ गाडीबाट निस्केर टक्कसँगले बाहिर ब्रिफिङ गर्छ होला अनि हाम्रो How do you feel, bro? chill bro. टोली अब लाइन लागेर जाँदैछ दामी छ हामी करिब 40 जना जति होला आज टोली मजाले हिँड्दैछ आज श्रीलङ्काबाट साथी पनि पुरै खुसी श्रीलङ्का नेपाल एकदमै रमाइलो भइरहेको तासमान लेक जेट्री हामी चाहिँ तासमान लेक जेट्रीमा जाँदैछ तासमान रिभर जाने बाटो चाहिँ यता रहेछ अब हामी यतातिर जान्छौँ करिब अब हामी आइपुग्नु लाग्यौँ टोलीहरू चाहिँ पुरा हिँडिरहेछ करिब हामी 5 मिनट जस्तोमा चाहिँ हामी पुगिन्छ Sorry. यहाँनिर छ यहाँबाट चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ जेट्री गरेर चाहिँ यो लेकमा चाहिँ घुम्छौँ र यहाँको चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ क्रिस्टल आइसहरू चाहिँ आज छोएर अनुभव गर्नेछौँ सबै घुमाउनु तलबाट चाहिँ आउनुभन्दा तलबाट different group, different guide. दुईजनालाई चाहिँ लाइफ ज्याकेट दिन्छ अनि टक्क लाइफ ज्याकेट लगाउने अनि त्यसपछि हामी चाहिँ यता जेटमा जाने हामीले चाहिँ अब लाइफ ज्याकेट चाहिँ लिइसक्यौँ टक्क लाइफ ज्याकेट लिएर चाहिँ अब उहाँहरूले ग्रुप बनाउनुहुन्छ अनि त्यही ग्रुपमा चाहिँ कसैले आफ्नो ग्रुपमा जाने
We are going to start splitting people up into groups. So we're taking 4 different boats today. So please stay in the groups that you came with. I know I have one big group of 24. If my 24 could stand behind that boat over there for me, we're going to split you into 12 and 12 for 2 separate boats.
12. This group are 24, right? This group are 24. Then after 12 and 12. 25 first.
Also guys, anyone that's not a part of that big group, come over here for me please. You guys all a big part of that group. Cool. So that is Craig, there you go. So you've got a group of 4, a group of 3, 2 and 1.
Guys, follow me over here.
Awesome, now the rest of you are stuck with me. So before we head on down, you can know when I said I did that really annoying safety briefing in the bus again. I think you guys have worked with us alternative as well. Yeah. Awesome. So before we head on down, I am going to come around and take one. So they do need to be zipped up in the middle and they do need to be clipped as well. Those clips can sometimes be a little bit funny, so I'm going to come around and just double check everyone.
Told you it was the best secret ever had.
She's turned it into all
It does just need to balance out. You guys here. Okay, cool. I'll pick you up by your life jacket here, so please make sure it is zipped, it is clipped the entire ride. Cool. If I fall in, can you drive a boat? Yeah. Perfect. So she's in charge. Oh, there we go. Awesome. So if I fall in the water, everyone see this red cable here? This is a kill switch. What you do is you just rip that out. The boat will stop, and I will be able to climb back in. You guys can climb back in. If for some reason I'm unresponsive on the boat, if I fall asleep, if I bump my head, I do have a radio here. What you do is you just hold the button in on the side and you say help, help, help. One of the boys should come and save us. If you like. Cool. Awesome. Everyone ready? The boat does go fast, so I'm gonna let you know when we're about to go fast. Please hold on to your hats. You'd be surprised how many hats we lose and how many of them sink. So big misconception people think it's just a bunch of snow, but that snow falls on top of the snow and creates these hanging glaciers that are big sheets of ice that start rolling down. Now all the way at the end of the lake, I know we have a bit of an iceberg in the way, but just behind that really big dirty iceberg, we do actually have the Tasman Glacier. So the Tasman Glacier is New Zealand's largest glacier. It's 23 kilometers in length. We can only see around 11 kilometers, and then right down the side of the mountain for that remaining 12. Awesome. Can you guys start to see that beautiful blue wall all the way at the end of the lake? Yeah. So that is the terminus, or the terminal face of the glacier. So that is where the glacier ends. Now, was anyone expecting to see a bit of a white-blue glacier all the way down? No, you know, it was kind of going to be rocky. Yeah. Well, when I first saw the job, I didn't do too much research, and I was very surprised when I saw it. Copy. As well as the valley floor that picked up a lot of that stone. And now a lot of that stone and rock got pulverized into rock flour, which is what gives our wood that beautiful red color. But a lot of the rock didn't, and these are big pieces of rock as well. And now as the glacier's retreated and as it's lost quite a bit of its height, all that rock that was in that height that it's lost has now settled on the top of the glacier. Don't get me wrong, there is still a lot of rock inside of the glacier itself. That means when we get icebergs or ice that breaks off from the glacier, from a dirtier or rockier section, we get obviously a rockier iceberg floating around the lake, which I think is pretty cool. So now those walls sticking out the lake, I don't know if you can see them, a bit of a V, and then they run all the way down and get a little bit shorter. Can you guys see those? So those are called lateral moraine. Very fancy word, something very simple. It's basically just a skeleton of where the glacier used to sit. So it used to be at around 150 meters tall, so it was really high. But now at the terminus, the terminal face, that blue wall, you're looking at around 30 to 40 meters. So it has dropped a significant amount, and that is only in the last 85 years. So it has dropped from 150 all the way down to 40 meters. When's it going? Roughly 100 years. So yeah, another point is you can see how they do run all the way down. So I'm just going to turn the boat this way for you. It's going to be a little bit bumpy. So as you can see, the walls do run down a little bit. That glacier did obviously carry on all the way down here. And was attached to this terminal moraine wall over here. So just this very boring wall over here. But that wasn't 85 years ago, that was 35 years ago.
we are right now, we would have been in a very small lake. We would have just been on the brink of that terminus or the terminal face of the glacier. So 1990s, this was basically just one big glacier. Not a pool of a lake.
How deep is it?
Where we are right now, you're looking at around, I'm going to say 80 to 100 meters. The center of the lake, you're looking at around 180 to 200 meters. And then at the glacier, 270 meters. So we have around 7 kilometers worth of lake now, and it is still growing every single day. That means we are losing ice from the glacier. When we lose ice from the glacier, we do get icebergs along the lake. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and have a look at the icebergs that we do have, chat about some of their features, get your phones, get your cameras ready, and then towards the end of the trip, we will make our way up to the glacier. So perception's everything on this lake. When people see Mt.cook for the first time from this lake, they think it is very short, but when you're out in Twizel and you look down this way, you can definitely see which one is Mt.cook because of how tall it really is. But where we are, everything looks a little bit smaller until you're nice and close. So you guys are the second day of trips that we have had that are actually able to see this nice and close. It is indeed a week old, but it was hugging the glacier for about a week, and then with a huge storm that we had on the weekend, it finally blew out from the glacier, and we had access to it now. It's all the way on the other side of the lake. So when wind is really rough, it can blow ice across this entire lake in just a couple of hours. So all the ice on the lake, no matter how big the house was, even little ice crystals that we make floating around, sitting at 10% on top and 90%. So it's a lot bigger right now. What you want to do to try and grasp the true size of it is take what you see, put it on top of itself 9 times over. That is the true size. But it doesn't always look exactly the same underneath the water as it does on top. So that is why, especially with big ones like this, we do not get too close. Because they do decide to roll sometimes, and that 90% underneath the water. So yeah, 9 times that's the size underneath the water if it does decide to move to roll. And this is definitely not grounded, it's just being held in place because the outlet is just behind this iceberg. So it's actually lying against those slopes underneath the floor. So it does still have a lot of potential to move. Now if it does decide to roll that way, that 90% will be crossed underneath our boat and actually have enough force and mass to take us with it. So yep, we do stay clear. A lot of the time we keep our nose more in than our tail so that we can reverse out quickly if we need to. But if we do get a southerly, that southerly is definitely strong enough to get this back out again. While we are here is all this dripping happening. I don't know if you can see that. Looks like a bit of a cloud with some rain and a beautiful blue color in there as well. So with it dripping, it should be all day. It's pretty hot out here, and this is definitely ice. So it is melting and it's losing some of that weight or some of that mass of that 10%. So it's losing some of that weight, some of that mass from that 10%. So what this iceberg will actually do is start to lift itself up very, very slowly to now compensate for all that mass that it is losing with all those lifts. It doesn't look like much, but it is happening all around the iceberg. Very slowly throughout the day, it is losing quite a bit. And now, as it lifts itself up, I don't know if you guys can see it, what makes it look a bit like a cloud is a bit of an undercut, and it goes in and then down. So that is another fancy word. Is what we call that a thermal knot. And a thermal knot is basically just that 2 degree water slowly melting into the ice. But remember, I said it's only for around half a meter, if that's on a good day. So it is slowly melting, and then as this iceberg decides to lift itself up, it's exposing that thermal knot. That thermal knot or that undercut. So you can see how it, yeah, exactly. And that was sitting on the surface of the water, but now that it's lifted itself up, it shows us a perfect thermal knot all the way around the iceberg. But now where this iceberg is sitting in the water, it's starting to create a brand new thermal knot for these icebergs. So because this is a pretty thin layer of rock, it is actually melting the iceberg a bit quicker, especially on this side where it has more. Welcome to the Tasman Glacier, up close and personal. So now it is quite beautiful. You can see how blue it really is as well. So we do have to stay at 500 meter safety line, and I'll chat about that in just a bit, why we have it. But first let me introduce the Tasman Glacier. So from left to right, right to left, you are looking at around 1.5 kilometers in length. So the same distance that you guys could walk in from the bus all the way to the lake. So bear that in mind on your walk back out to the bus. That is how long it will take you to walk across this glacier. But now it doesn't just stop there. It does carry on underneath. It's not an iceberg, it's not bobbing around, it's not floating around. It is fully attached to the lake floor. Now, does anyone remember how deep I said it was all the way by the glacier? 270, exactly. 270, and that is all the way down straight across. So a lot of ice, just the majority of it is hiding below the water surface. So altogether, you're looking at just over 300 meters worth of ice. Now, this moraine wall here that you can see where the glacier used to sit, 150 meters. So take that, clap it on top of itself, that's 300 meters. That is how big this glacier is, and you just cannot see the majority of it. Just before I carry on, I do also want to say please keep an eye out. It has been very, very active, meaning pieces of ice have been breaking off a lot more frequently in the past, I'd say 3 weeks. I've seen my first calving, so first piece of ice breaking off, about 3 weeks ago, and I've been here for about 5 minutes now. So it wasn't something that was happening frequently, but it is usually happening more towards the end of the day. So if you guys see anything, please shout out, let the boat know, because a lot of the time 1 or 2 people see it. is exposed to all the environmental factors, so rain, sun, wind, which creates waves. It is breaking a lot quicker, but it's leaving behind that huge shelf underneath the water, and therefore the more unsupported it gets left, the more it wants to come up, and eventually it does. So now that piece came up, and it was pretty big, right? I mean, even though we saw it in 3 different pieces, it was still really big. When it shot up, it was one large piece, and it came from around 40 meters down. So it didn't even come from that deep down. So the ones that come from around 200 meters plus, shoot. You guys from Aussie, things like that. If you have ever been in the pool with a ball or with a boogie board, you fall into the water and you let go and sometimes it hits you in the bottom of the chin. The same thing with the ice, it's finally letting go and it shoots up. That's how buoyant it is, and it's been under there for hundreds of years. Up the valley, so when that eventually melts, that'll be 60 years after these 40 years, that will become just a bit of a valley in between the two mountains. So altogether we're looking at around 100 years left of the glacier. So we do get pretty cool icebergs, some cool things to take photos of, but at the end of the day it is quite a sad reality that we are losing New Zealand's largest glacier. The biggest one being that it is getting a bit warmer, and it's with all of the glaciers around the island, so it's not just this one, it is all of the whole strands. So as you guys have ever been to. So another interesting factor, so where we are right now, that glacier actually used to be all the way where we are around 6 years ago. So 6 years ago it was pretty 500 meters, and then it still had that 300 meters plus minus past us as well underneath the water. So much for coming along. It was nice having a smaller boat as well. It's quite intimate. Awesome. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday as well. And hope you guys enjoy working.
Cool. फाइनल्ली आजको हाम्रो ग्लेसियर एक्सप्लोरको काम चाहिँ सकियो.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. See you.
Oh yeah, even that.